dishes that combine a healthy protein, lots of vegetables, and healthy carbohydrates. I'm hoping you do too, because today I'm going to show you how to make egg muffin frittatas. So I laid out all of the ingredients to make it easier, and I'll just tell you about each of them. We have olive oil for cooking our vegetables, Pam cooking spray to spray the muffin tin so that the egg frittatas don't stick, about 1/4 cup of defrosted broccoli. I just defrosted it in the microwave. It's just about 4 pieces. 1/4 zucchini, 1/2 cup of fresh baby spinach, 2 button mushrooms. They haven't been cleaned yet, but I'm going to show you my grandmother's way of cleaning them. 1 piece of whole wheat bread, eggs, milk, cheese, and spices. So to start, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We're also going to put our pan, I have a nonstick pan right here, on medium heat. Meanwhile, we're going to cut all of our veggies. So let's start. So I really like this dish because you can really make it unique to your needs. You can add whatever vegetables you have left over from last night's dinner. You could add some baked potatoes, some yellow squash, red peppers, roasted tomatoes, really whatever you have on hand. I chose these items because Philly Boy went to the supermarket while I was in Chicago, and these are the different things that he picked up, so that's what we're using. Last, we're going to cut up the mushrooms. As you can see, they're really dirty. My grandmother's way of cleaning them really doesn't waste a lot of the mushroom, and I swear they taste better this way. You want to stick your paring knife into the soft, fleshy part between the stem and the head of the mushroom, and just peel it. See the difference? So once you peel around the cap, you're then going to peel the stem and chop it up. Look at the difference. Can you see that? So, as I was saying, I love eggs, I love frittatas, I love vegetables, I love bread. What better combination than having everything together? When these frittatas are done, you can just put them in the refrigerator and heat them up in the toaster the next morning. And in fact, when I was testing this recipe before making this video, that's exactly what we did for breakfast. I just threw one of the leftover muffins, or rather 2 of the leftover muffins in the toaster, and PB and I each had one. It was really great. So, you know, the great thing also about making a dish like this is you don't need a lot of vegetables to make it really delicious. You just need, 2 mushrooms, a few pieces of broccoli, and you're set to go. Okay. Now that we have all of our vegetables ready, we're going to add about 1 teaspoon of oil to our pan, and then we're going to add the vegetables. I'm just going to eyeball it to make it easier. Okay. So you just want to stir those around for a few minutes until they're just softened. One trick, if you're using a nonstick pan, never use metal on it. It'll destroy the pan. So I'm going to use a wooden spoon for today. And meanwhile, we're going to mix our egg mixture. For the eggs, we're going to keep it light and heavy on the protein. So we're going to use 7 egg whites and 1 full egg. So like I was saying, we're using whole wheat bread today as part of our muffin recipe. And Nature's Pride sent me 2 loaves of bread through the Food Buzz Tastemaker program. One of them is the 12 grain bread, which you can see over there, and the other one is the whole wheat. I have to say, this bread is delicious. We only have 1 piece left of the whole wheat bread, and although PB and I don't often buy pre-sliced bread, we will be buying this if we can find it. It's really good. If you find it in your market, you should really get it. So, to separate an egg yolk from an egg white, I just crack the egg, break it in half, and you just keep moving the yolk from side to side from each shell, letting the white fall into the bowl. Got about 1 more. And whoop, got a little bit in there. And a whole egg. Let's rinse our hands. No one wants salmonella poisoning. Okay. Let's give our veggies a little mix up here. You really just want them softened. They don't need much time. So to our eggs, we are adding 1/3 of a cup of skim milk. You can use any type of milk you have. If you want to use cream, it will make it a little bit heavier, but please feel free to do so. We are also going to add a little bit of kosher salt and a little bit of pepper. I usually just go for a pinch between my fingers, and that's enough. We don't like to add too much salt to our foods. The reason why we're not adding too much salt to our eggs is we are adding some Parmigiano Reggiano. I have my lovely microplane here, and I'm just going to put about a tablespoon into this mixture. Even though it doesn't seem like that much, it will really add a difference in flavor. It's almost nutty, it's a little bit salty, it's really great. So you want to just whisk that all up. I'm going to let the veggies cool for about 5 minutes and then add them in, and I'll be right back. So now that the veggies have had a chance to cool down a little bit, I'm going to add them to the eggs. And you just want to give them a little stir to combine. And it's time to fill our muffin tins. Make sure you spray your muffin tins with cooking spray or brush them with olive oil because you don't want these eggs sticking. If you notice, we didn't really add much in the form of butter or oil, or rather any, to this mixture, so it would stick if you didn't add anything. Now, I like to use a measuring cup to fill my muffin tins. You can use whatever you feel like, but you just want to fill them up about 2/3 of the way up with the egg mixture. As you can see, all the beautiful colors show, and it's really a beautiful dish even to serve to a group. I'm hosting Thanksgiving brunch at our house this year, and I think that we're probably going to serve these because they're just really easy to make. You can make them ahead of time, just toast them up, and they'll be great. So, let's see. Now that we have filled these, let me just get this last little bit there. We're going to add the bread. So I have 1 piece of Nature's Pride whole wheat bread. You just want to rip up little pieces and drop it right on the top. What's going to happen is as it cooks, it will sink a little bit into the egg mixture and soften up, and it just really adds a great texture to the dish. I'm just going to finish up here and grate a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano over the top and pop them in the oven for 40 minutes. See you then. So Philly Boy and I just had dinner while the egg frittata muffins were cooking, and the timer just went off at 35 minutes. Let's see if they're done. It looks like they are. Sometimes these might take a little bit longer than other times. It just depends on how high up you fill them. So, time to taste test. As you can see, the top, the bread is all nice and crunchy and soft. Let's see how it is. Perfect. I hope you enjoyed.